For some, they might feel like this gets a little shifty. And I'm going to be honest, I really hope y'all can keep y'all's opinions to yourself.
Come back at 6, wake me in your child, and then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Okay. All right. Is this thing on? What is up? What is up? It is your girl, TheeRawestJo. If you're new here, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to be tapped in with all my new and upcoming videos. Period. Think, girl, boy. We've had a journey for the past 3 or 4 months or so. As you can tell by the title, you're probably wondering, girl, what? Broke? How? When? What? Where? We're going to get into that. But first, before we get into that, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Like this video, hype this video, share it, tell a friend and tell a friend. Definitely, if you are a baddie, I would go ahead and share this with another fellow baddie friend. I'm not going to hold you. It's almost like a survival guide video. I lie to you not. Now, are you going to survive longer than 4 months? No, because by month 3, I was crashing out. But I'm just saying, I'm going to just give y'all my journey, my testimony. You do what you need to do with that information, or you do what you want to do with that info, okay? I would like to give a little shout out to the nails. Moving on. Oh, there's a butterfly. Hey. As you can tell from the title, I was broke for 3 months. Many of you know, if you already follow me, if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you know my journey. You know kind of how we got here. But I'm going to do a little recap real quick on how we got where we were and where we are now, girl. Girl, I'm still stuck on this butterfly. Okay, so as you all know, if you don't know, back in March, I had transitioned jobs. I had quit one job, my work from home job, to go work in a hospital, okay, as a patient service representative. Basically the person that when you come in, you check out, you come to the hospital, you check in, registration, all that things. That's what I signed up for. Started a job at May 20th, quit by May 23rd. 3 days into training, realized they wanted a CNA. They wanted people you doing bed baths, taking out trash and dirty linen. That's not what I signed up for. That's not what I went to school for. Absolutely not. Unfortunately, on day 3, I did have to quit the job at the hospital that I was working at. At this time, my social media had taken off. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. Around that time, right before I transitioned to that new job at the hospital, my social media had went up. You know what I mean? Thousands of views and whatever, all that. So just keep that in mind, because part of me was like, okay, when I was bait and switched. That's what bait and switch is. It's like when somebody at a job baits you in and then you get up in there and then they flip the script. People can bait and switch you. Point is, when that had happened, I'm like, okay, Lord, maybe the Lord trying to tell me to take off with this social media. At that time, I was getting sponsorships. I was getting partnerships. So I was like, I don't know what the Lord trying to do. Maybe I'm going to be doing ministry across the world, so I don't need no job, That wasn't the case. I had quit that job after 3 days and was applying for jobs. Now, one thing about me, since I was 16, I can get a job. I think it's a grace on my life to get a job, because the Lord know I can't be broke. I had no real money since then, besides maybe sponsorships, subscriptions, on Instagram, people subscribe to me, and my homegirls, who would just sometimes randomly send me money. Literally, my homegirls will randomly send me money, $20, $30 worth. Girl, that's literally what I come to. A month into quitting, or a month after quitting, I didn't really feel it that bad because I had money saved up. I really won't hurting that bad. When I first quit, I was, taking it as a sabbatical, really enjoying it. About a month and a half, that money ran out, girl. So at that point, we had no real money. I was thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I moved out just in time. Because y'all know I was just living on my own in my whole apartment, a nice loft apartment, which I love. That was great. I was just living on my own last year, girl. Who knew that my job would transition like this to the point that I would be without a job for 4 to 5 months? You can't miss 4 to 5 months worth of rent. God knew. God must have knew this was cute. You spent your time living on your own. You could be independent woman, independent sister. That's beautiful. And you need to go ahead and try and make a different transition. Your life is about to be full of transition. I feel like the Lord knew that, and He knew if I was in the middle of transition and having to pay rent, girl, I would have been so losing it. Keep in mind again, during this whole transition, when I quit the job and I'm just taking the savings and subscription, during this transition, I was owed a substantial amount of money. A lump sum amount of money. Say it took a while for that money to get to my bank account. I was denied for. I had to appeal and had to have a hearing, and then there was a verdict. As of July 1st, I had appealed the verdict that they had come to in regards to the case that came to the amount of money that I was owed. I had appealed that. So as of July 1st, I was appealed and I was approved. And at that point, I was waiting to get my money to my bank account. Again, no real money besides sponsorships, subscriptions, and homegirls. I had no real money. You know what I mean? And I know people be like, well, you go sell blood. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I just never, thankfully, I didn't have to come bring it that far. I'd rather go do hair than sell blood or plasma, I'm going to be honest with you. No real money because I'm waiting on a check. And this check, think about it, it's like 3 months of back pay. That's the type of check I'm waiting for. You know what I mean? 2 weeks pass and nothing happens after I get appealed or the appeal gets approved. 2 weeks pass, nothing happens. So at this point, I'm getting antsy. First, I'm like, oh my God, God is so good. Thank you, God, for it. I'm going to get this money. Thank you, God. You a miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. I mean, it was giving all of that. I was really appreciative. Shocked. But then by that 2 weeks after I realized I had gotten appealed and approved, that shock had went and subsided. I'm like, okay, where the money at? They're like, where my check at? I'm like, any day now, Lord, today. And in the process of this, I had received a new job, which I start Monday. I had received a new job or a job offer, which was such a blessing that they're paying me based on my degree. I mean, this was a much better, higher paying job than my remote job that I've been at for about 2 years. So, or over 2 years. God was moving his hand the whole time, but I was so dead set on this money. I'm like, okay, great. I love that I have a new job. This is great. If I get that money before this new job, that'll be perfect. I can really do it. You know what I mean? Be comfortable. Because it's kind of like, different going into a job you already got money. I can't explain it because it's like, it's really you going in there like, you not desperate. You got options. And it's like, y'all better be coming with something because if not, I don't need this job. I was really doing his big one in regards to like blessing me with like opportunities. I could tell this was a transition and a shift was happening and it was a good one. But again, I'm still like, where is my check? This is where this gets a little shifty. For some, they might feel like this gets a little shifty. And I'm going to be honest, I really hope y'all can keep y'all's opinions to yourself. Because quite frankly, no one cares. Well, I don't. So at this point in time, I'm like, okay, let me see. Because my influx on social media had really my social media had really took off. And I was like, you know what? It's so many niggas in my DMs talking about they want to marry me. They want to be with me. They want to do this. I mean, really just talking a big one, girl. I'm like, we gonna see. I went in and did a social experiment to really see who really got me when it's storming and when it's raining. And this go for relationship, platonic, all of that. Love interest was sending me money, not really knowing my situation. Like they would send me money for lunch, send me money for breakfast. And then once they started doing, like when my social media took off and y'all know I was broke and people was like, let me pay for your breakfast. About probably when three men offer to do that, by the fourth time, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this might be a little side hustle until I get on my feet. I know. But it wasn't my fault. The men was offering and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So then probably about the fourth, fifth time, niggas started paying for breakfast. I'm like, when men would be in my messages like, I'm trying to love you and all of this, I would be like, oh, that's great. Just left Chick-fil-A. I'm on the way to Chick-fil-A. I'm about to best. But girl, I'm not going to lie to you. My hustle hat was on times 10. And I didn't feel bad because I knew I wasn't a broke bitch. Never been a broke bitch. Always been a get money bitch. So I never felt bad about that. I always just felt like, for one, the men, I don't want no broke man dealing with me. You can't be broke dealing with me. So, I mean, that's going to be a good prerequisite to see if you even going to meet the qualifications. Then, two, it was like, I'm not going to be down for long. The money is on the way. I'd already thought about, like, if a nigga trick on me, I'm going to trick back. Like, the money on the way. So, it was really, like, a good test to see, like, I don't know who really with me. And then I felt like I didn't feel bad because I'm like, well, God know what season I'm in. God know that I'm in transition. If these men that are so interested in me, if they really the one, then they gon', in this dry season for me, they don't know it's a dry season. In this dry season for me, then whoever riding through the storm, that's who I'm going to marry once this money come. Okay, maybe not marry, but that's who I'm going to trick on once this money come. Now, unfortunately, no men lasted. Fortunately, none of the men really lasted because in the end, Really, a man gotta really have more than money. Cause I realized, I'm like, oh my God, the men with money not really hitting no 2 cents either. They're either like stunted developmentally or developmentally stunted. I can't even know what I'm trying to say. Mentally like immature. They're like stunted, like mentally or emotionally stunted. Got about 5-6 kids. So the men with money not really giving either. That's what I kind of learned with that. I'm like, okay, yeah, y'all paying for this lunch, but I'd rather be broke than have you pay for the lunch than have to talk to you. I'd rather be broke than have to sit here and be entertaining you. Cause you're not entertaining, or like that's what I realized. Oh my God, the men with money is really boring. If they're not boring, they're like stunted or something wrong. Like I don't know, girl, something wrong with them. I felt like whoever held it down in this dry season, I was gonna look out and really be with them and really rock out with them in my glory season. A guy had it to be so that ain't nothing make it to the glory season, and that wasn't my fault. I was like, I'm looking for a provider anyway. I don't want to have to work. So having men put their money where their mouth is, do that, girl. Do that. Again, will I feel like it's a survival tactic to last you 6 months to a year? Absolutely not. Maybe like 2 to 3 months tops, and you do need to have your own money because eventually, like, you do need to like throw it in their face. You need to be able to throw it in their face. Now you can't just be no broke female just begging niggas for money. I want to make that very clear. It's a difference between a broke begging female asking a nigga for money, and I feel like a boss female asking a nigga for money is like an investment. A broke female asking a nigga for money is like you throwing your money in the toilet. I don't know. A boss woman asking you for money, I just feel like that's an investment. A broke woman asking you for money, whatever the opposite of investment is, that. My friends didn't know what was going on because I really don't share things because I feel like why share things with people, one, if they can't really help you, and then two, like why put that on other people? Because now, and then three, I'm like, now that's extra people that know your business. I really didn't tell any of my friends for real what was going on. They didn't know what I was dealing with. And I'm gonna be honest, some people that I had in my life it made me realize how self-centered they are. I had one friend, girl, fell out with me. Mind you, I have no job, no money. The girl never checked in to be like, girl, how are you doing? I had one friend, she got mad at me because I didn't wish her congratulations on her engagement. Girl, I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to survive. You know what I mean? Type thing. And we had to fall out, and I was cool with that because it was to a point where it was like, at this season in my life, if you are so in your own world, so self-centered, and I'm not even saying being self-centered is a bad thing. Like, maybe in different seasons, it's a good thing to be self-centered because you never know what people went through. For me, in this season that I'm in, I can't deal with self-centered people. I can't deal with, and I'm not even saying like self-centered, like you gotta think about like, oh my God, what Jocelyn gonna do? No, think about, oh my God, people are going through things. Don't take everything too hard. Really could be, oh, girl might not have said nothing to me because she really trying to survive. She either didn't see it. Like, people got to get outside of this, like, the whole world is surrounded by them and everybody's thinking about what they got going on. No, we trying to survive. There's people trying to keep their head above water. So in that, I learned a lot. I had to cut a couple off because it's like, y'all are really self-centered. Like, you think the world is just surrounded around you, and that is so far from the case. Like, girl, I'm trying to live, survive, and maintain the life that I built for myself. Not one that I done built with no nigga trying to build with no man. One I'm on my own, solo dolo. You gotta remember, I'm a female. I'm used to living out on my own. I had a roommate at one point in time. Left her butt in Charlotte when she had me bent. So you would have thought females would have known I really don't give up. Came back home and moved into my own apartment 8 minutes from my mama's house. Really didn't have to do it. Was doing it because I felt like being independent, felt like doing the most. To at least say that I lived out on my own and I could do it by myself. That's the type of woman I am. I've been working since I was 16. Didn't have to. Grew up in private school my whole life. That's great. But when it came to a point in time where there was certain things that I wanted, like bundles, certain quality bundles in my head and all that, my parents made it clear, girl, we're not paying for that. You know what I did? I took my 16-year-old butt to the Sweet Frog, applied for a job, and I've been working ever since. It's always been in me. The grind always been in me. The hustle, all that's been in me. I've always been a very independent woman, independent shorty. So with that being said, when you dealing with like people being so like into themselves, I'm like, girl, people is trying to survive. People are so like, I don't know. Doesn't need to get a bigger brain, get a bigger perspective, but please check on your strong friends, and please be like, give a little grace to your strong friends. They're really probably trying to survive. I'll say this, I did have my homegirls hold me down. I had about 2 or 3 that held me down. I didn't really have to tell them none of my business, but they was always there for me. Shout out to my godson mama. Shout out to Salem. That was my girl. To think she held me down when I was down, and then she was there for me in my glory season. Like, that's the type of people I need in my life right now. Because I'm not, I'm just not going to get to that. Shout out to you, Taylor. Dev cut a few off. I mean, people from high school that were just trying to stay attached to me, even if it was just through their money. It was their money that was trying to keep them there or keep them in my life. And the thing is, when I cut them off, it felt refreshing as soon as I did. Everything started clarifying even more. Like, this season really was, these past 3-4 months was really like clarifying. Disappointing. Let me be honest with you. Disappointing, but clarifying. I cut off a couple niggas because I just feel like if you've been in something or dealing with somebody for about 5-6 years, and out of those 5-6 years, you've never really asked them for anything, like you've never really caused them, you've never really put the friendship to the test or put the relationship to the test for you to need them as opposed to them always needing you. And if when you finally ask them for help or whatever, and they don't, I do think you should cut them off. It's one, I never ask you for anything. I never ask you for help. And the one time I asked you out of 5 to 6 years, you need to cut that man off. So I did. I cut at least 2 niggas off. Like, so I don't have no history with nobody. I don't have no exes for real right now because that'll do it. But having somebody not be able, a man not be able to hold you down in your lowest moments or in your lowest like seasons, especially when it's something where it's not emotional, like they can't really fix, because you can't fix, like, if your man knows that you sad, he really can't fix that. Like, your emotional well-being and mental state, a person really can't fix it. You gotta do your ass yourself. When you dealing with a man that can and won't, whatever the case is, girl, you need to cut him off. Why is you even talking to him? Why are you even dealing with her? Why are you even dealing with him? If the person can't be there for you one time, you always there for them, but you ask them one time to hold you down and they act like you asked them to move them out, and cut them off. For real. I'm telling y'all, once I did it in this season, once I did that, once I cut them off, girl, everything got to be more clarifying. Baby mamas was coming out to cutting everything. And I appreciated that. I do feel like God, as we know, God knows what season you're in or what season you're about to transition into. So he will go ahead and start separating. I don't know if y'all know about the wheats and the tares. Wheats and tares, they'll grow together and you let the Lord separate. Absolutely. I feel like that's what this season was. It's a couple people that barely made it by the skin of their teeth. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a couple people, it won't number the grace of God that got them in. Because, my cutoff time I be like, if a person don't do this by this date, I'm out. I'm done with you. Grace of God kept some of y'all. I'm going to be honest. I feel like in this season, the Lord really was doing a good job with, separating the leeches from the builders. Helping me know the people that were in my life leeching off me and the people that are in my life to help build with me. I need builders. Keep the leeches. Actually, leeches go to hell. But salvation is available to you too. But the point is, I can't do it. I only need leechers in this season. I mean, girl, what? I only need builders in this season. I can't take leeches. I can't take people coming. What you do for me? Can you please? I just can't take it in this season. Not right now. So leech on. At this point, it's probably like August. Yeah, about August. And there's still no money. No money from July 1st. So at this point, it's at least like 9 checks that are owed to me. I'm starting a new job. My birthday was coming up. And at this point, I'm ready to get back to my way of life. It was so much back and forth with this money, y'all, with this check, whatever you would call it. It was so much back and forth, like missed deadlines. In the deadline in the sense of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this money this day. And then they'd be like, nah. And then they'd be like, okay, this day. And then nah. And then I wake up, check my bank account, and it's still in the negatives. Like, yo, my account was in the negatives. It was that bad. It was so like a lot going on. Account was in the negatives. So much so, I didn't want nobody zelling me no money or cash apping me no money because my bank account was in the negative. So if somebody sent me some money, you know how that go. It's going to take from that. And Cash App, I had old Cash App some money too. Y'all know that overdraft. So I didn't want nobody cash apping me. So it was to the point when niggas would ask for my, like, want to send me breakfast, I would have to give them my phone number because they had to Apple Pay me. Y'all see this is a real thing. That's one thing about changing my number. Now, thankfully, I don't think I'll need to because the guys that I was talking to, regardless of like if you had money or not, I could discern whether you was a creep or not, whether you was gonna get on my nerves and all that. So just because you had money didn't necessarily mean like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna talk to you, we gonna text, we gonna da-da-da. Okay, like you gonna get a chance to talk to me, open the door. But if you already gave weird off the rip, I wasn't even about to play with you, like at all. Yeah, girl, by the time August 1st hit and they had told me I was approved and that I should have received the payment, I'm like, I haven't received the payment. My job about to start. I was getting very frustrated. Girl, I was pleading, yelling at God, yelling with God. I don't know. I just told him like I didn't like how it was going because I knew God could do it for me easy. I felt like he was being funny or trying to be spiteful and not give me what I wanted, because I do know God could do whatever. God, the fact that God can step out of time and like, girl, I knew him sending me that money or me getting my check, that deposit was nothing to him. So I'm like, if it's nothing to you and you know that I believe that it's nothing to you, why is it not being done? That was really pissing me off, for real. I was grateful that, oh my gosh, at least this money is coming to you. Like, I did have a grateful heart, but it was getting weary, boo. I was getting weary and well doing. Because my season was not, I won't have my reaping season. It won't come in for real. Suffering was long because I knew I had a promise. Now, had I not known, I don't know. Had I not known that the money was coming, would I have felt as intense or felt as like emotionally all over the place? I don't know. But it's the fact that I knew that I had a promise. I knew that this money was promised to me. I knew that it was owed to me. It had been declared verdict. It had been decided that it was due to me. So I'm like, give me what's mine. I'm ready to take possession of it. Hello. So, I mean, girl, I'm scraping up money to go to the Dollar Tree. Y'all know I love my Dollar Tree hauls and all that. Like, I'm scraping up money here and there just to do my little Dollar Tree runs. Finally, last week, I just so happened to call. I mean, it's so much to this, y'all, but last week I just so happened to call, and God's hand was in this the whole way through. Because even the women that helped me with the process to let me know what was missing and all this, they were so friendly, so helpful, so nice. Finally, last week, I had gotten word that the bank information that was submitted, long story short, was wrong. I don't know. The bank was rejecting the payment, rejecting my checks that were owed to me. This was the final time I hear, once I talked to the lady and she's like, so I had to go in. It's so much to it, y'all. But because I originally was told that I wasn't owed the money, the process where you go set up your bank account information, I had skipped that because it was like you were denied. I was told I was not owed the money. But then once I appealed it and the verdict came out that, oh no, girl, like you are owed the money, it's almost like that bank information tidbit had been skipped. Human error. I mean, it was so much going on, but in the end, that's why the money was dragging. They had sent that money out May 30th, like end of May. And the bank had rejected at least twice. So I say all that to say, once I finally got it clarified, okay, it was the bank information. That's why my check has been being sent back. Weeks time has passed. Like, that's why I haven't been getting it. It was the final time I had heard your payment should arrive in the coming days based on your bank and how they process. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When that lady had told me that by that final time, my faith was so shot. I felt like I had felt so depleted. I had felt like my faith was at a -10, because when you like have faith or have a hope, I should say, and then it keeps getting let down, it's like traumatic. Like waking up every morning thinking, okay, my money's going to be in there today. I'm going to be able to live today. I'm going to be able to do this today. I'm going to be able to pay this today. I'm going to be able to... And to wake up every morning and it not be hitting, like that was every day was like, within that last 2 weeks or last week or so, I was probably crying every single day. Because I'm like, it was so I'm like, I don't want to start this job. It was things it was just so many, it was things that I wanted to do, y'all. And I knew this was money that was owed to me. And I never don't have money. Like the hustler in me, I just couldn't. It was really taking a toll on me. And by the time last week when that lady told me, okay, y'all found a baby, and that was probably like the 4th or 5th time somebody had told me that, girl, I was so shot, so depleted, just had felt like, girl, I just don't even care no more. Like, keep the money. But really, girl, nah, like you need that money, girl. You know what I mean? I was so shot. I was just so tired. I was feeling like, what's the point of faith? Because my thing is like, if God know what he gonna do anyway, what's the point of having faith? What's the point of asking you when you know what you want to do anyway? That's a valid point. But then I think really the key is like, it's a difference between faith and hope. Hope, I think, is more of like, I can say like, maybe what was challenged. I don't really think my faith was challenged. I think it was just my hope was just challenged a bit. I'm like, I'm not even hopeful no more. Like, I'm not even as hopeful as I was when this first started happening. First, I'm like, oh, my check's going to be in tomorrow. I'm going to be able to do. And then I started getting less and less hopeful as the weeks or as the days passed by. But now that I'm reflecting that I'm out of it, I don't think it was a faith thing. I think it was more of like my hope was kind of diminishing. not so much my faith. Faith is so much deeper than that. And of course I knew, I'm like, well, God cares. It was just so many different things in my head. I'm like, well, God cares about the things that I care about. So if he care about what I care about, he should know I really care about this. He should really be stepping. He should really be doing his 1-2-1. Finally, I was sitting in my backyard that same day that the lady was like, yeah, your payment should be in a couple days. And I was kind of rolling my eyes like, girl, yeah, right. Y'all told me that weeks ago. I was sitting in my backyard and I was just as clear as day. The Lord spoke to me and said, what you're believing me for, that will I grant. And at first I'm like, girl, is that my own head? You know what I mean? Like, is that me? But I knew it wasn't me talking. I knew it was the Lord's voice because I'm like, I don't even talk like that. All of that will I grant, all that, that's him. I don't even talk like that. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just in my head. And then he said to me right after that, right when I said, nah, it's probably just me in my head. That's how you know God really can read your mind or be knowing your thoughts. I'm like, nah, I'm probably in my head. He was like, and he literally said, prove me. Prove it. We can prove it. And I'm like, he's like, write it down. Write it down. And then if I don't do it, because what I wanted was when that lady told me your bank is on, I was like, okay, so I should be receiving this by Thursday. Not Friday, not Saturday, Thursday, I should be receiving this money in my bank account. That's what I was believing God for. But again, my hope was so shot. I was so like, girl, I don't even want to get my hopes up. Like, I'm not even in it. And the Lord clear as day said, that what you're believing me for, that will I grant. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're like, that's your own personal whatever what you want. And then he was like, well, prove me. Like, write it down. And then if I don't keep my word, then you can pull us back. You'll have a track. You know what I mean? I wrote it down and it's sure enough in my phone. Like, I wrote it down just to make sure on a random note, just to kind of confirm and to prove, because that's what I feel like God had told me to do. And that's what I did. Went to sleep right after that. I took a nap. When I woke up by midnight, the money was in my account. Same day that God had told me. That was the day that I was believing God for to receive the money. And that was the same day that God had told me, that what you believe me for, that will I grant. I get too much. So right when I got that money, girl, when that midnight, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, for one, I sent my homegirls more than what they gave me. And I didn't really have like a running tab with no homegirls. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's probably like I probably owe my homegirl $20. Told her I'd give her $40, and I ended up giving her $60. Because I'm big on like people holding you down when they really don't have to in your lowest. Like, and this was a low season, a low place for me. Not really self-esteem wise, but security. You know what I mean? That's on the hierarchy of needs. Your security and being able to provide for yourself. That, so being there for me in that, no questions asked. Yeah, of course I'm going to look out. Of course I'm going to triple it. Of course I'm going to double it, sending it back. I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Even some of the men that had sent me lunch or breakfast, sent me money for lunch and breakfast, I sent them some money back. Or I sent them some money. Be like, lunch on me. One guy even sent him some money, so, lunch on me, so we could stop talking, so he could leave me alone. Because it was like I was dealing with men, and then once I realized, they would send me the money to get to know me, and we would talk for like 3-4 days, but they wouldn't be interesting, or they would be weird, or no conversation, or have like 5-6 kids. So knew they weren't gonna have enough money for me. It was just, so even one guy, when I got paid, I sent him money to pay him back for the lunch, because ain't nobody gonna say I owed him nothing. Okay. To pay him back for that little lunch, and so he would leave me alone because I didn't want him to keep bothering me because I wasn't interested. I had sent that little money back. Just anybody that had felt like maybe tried to play with me a little bit too, I sent them somebody. Like I did, like, ooh, girl, it felt so good being able to throw a stack in a nigga face. I was able to go ahead and get the necessities to prep for my new job. And you can see that, go on my vlog or watch my vlog. It'll be coming because this probably all it'll be uploaded. Probably like Tuesday, whatever, next week, I'll be dropping that. So you'll be able to see everything we picked up for work and stuff. But the point is, I was able to save some money, get ready for my birthday. My birthday's next month. So I have money for a birthday trip, and just be more secure. That's what I realized. Like, it felt so good once I finally got what was owed to me, and I knew, oh my God, I'm secure. I don't need anybody for anything now. I have me now. I can get back to me now. This is what I'm used to. This is the life I'm used to. I'm not used to asking niggas for no lunch money, for no breakfast money. I did what I had to do because it's the hustler in me. We gotta eat. But the point, and I was eating regardless, but it was really like, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'ma really have to, like, these niggas wanna keep bothering me and talking to me, I'ma really have to, yeah. It was like, finally, I'm secure, because it ain't nothing like feeling like you need people. Or I don't like feeling like I have to talk to a man because I just can't. I realize I can't talk to no man if he don't really interest me. Even if he got money, like if he don't pique my interest or if he not interesting or do nothing to wow me, girl, I'm not wowed. I can't be bought. I thought I could at one point in time. I'm like, for niggas, girl, no, I don't think I could be bought. Like, you got to at least have a personality. You ain't got to be all that cute, but baby, I learned with that, you gonna have to at least have personality, at least be funny and something, crack a joke, make me laugh, do something, girl. And I'm like, the men got money, but the men ain't even attractive. The men don't be having looks and they don't be having no personality. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Oh, I know, I feels like we probably ran through this so fast. And we only got 6 minutes left on this S key card, so I'm gonna really sum this up because I'm really making this last season seem very light, but it was very traumatic. Not even traumatic, it was just so testing. So testing. I say long suffering, like, yeah, the past 3 to 4 months, I was broke, had no real money for real, no real income. There's a cat. And somehow I still survived. I still was able to get my, like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I almost had more money to splurge with not working than I did working. I can't explain it. I'm kind of shocked myself, and I'm kind of proud that I was able to hustle how I did. Like I said, now would it be something I do 5-6 months? Absolutely not. My homegirls, the subscription, my Instagram taking off, and the little sponsors and stuff I had, that's what I call them, sponsors. Girl, I still would be okay though. That's the thing. What did we learn in all of this? Because y'all know I got my points. What did we learn in all this? And you know I don't have that much time. Not meant to be broke or beneath a certain level of lifestyle. This felt like hell. The past 2-3 months felt like hell. And I wasn't even homeless, broke. And this was enough where I'm like, I'm never going to be this low again. I'm never going to be in this position again. I'm never. Tell ya, I'm never, and people say never, no. But with God's grace, I'm never going to be in this position again. So absolutely not. I don't like that at all. I'm not meant to be broke or beneath a certain lifestyle. Because like I said, it literally felt like hell. Definitely meant to have money and wealth. Maybe whether I marry into that, work into it, social media, I don't know. But I'm definitely meant to live a certain life at a certain status. And I thank God for confirming that with this last 3 months of hell. I may be too independent is another thing that I did learn about in this season. I've been working since I was 16 for the things that I want. I don't know what happened, but it's like I do not like having to depend on other people. But I really need to learn to let the people that show up for me. I have a village. But let your village. And sometimes when you don't have any children, especially I'm speaking for myself because I don't have any children, I'm not married, you do feel like you don't have a tribe or you don't have a village. It do be feel like the only people that have a tribe or have a village is people that pop out kids. So with me, I'm just so grateful to see that I do have me a tribe. I do have me a village that will look out for me. And I just need to lean on them. When it's time, when I need them, lean into them because that'll save me so much heartache, headache, and stress because you have people that you can lean and depend on, that you can get your strength from. I'm like, I don't know. Am I really ready to be married? Am I really ready for a husband? Because when I really thought about the idea of having to fully depend on someone to live, I don't know. I do think I'm going to have me a separate account, which I don't feel like nothing's wrong with. And nobody has said anything is wrong with that, but I do feel like I'm going to have me a backup account because, girl, what? Fully dependent? Girl, I might not be ready for no husband. And if I am or whatever, he think he my husband, he def gonna have to show me. Man who sent me lunch, shout out to y'all. They showed me. It's like putting your money where your mouth is. It didn't work out because they didn't have much else to offer after that. But the point is, it got him in the door. Girl, I don't know, because you really have to trust your partner. When you get married, you really have to trust your partner. Like, especially when I'm pregnant, girl, because when I get pregnant, I don't want to work for at least 2 years. Like 9 months through the baby, had to carry the baby. I probably work during my pregnancy. Anyway, girl, the point is, I realized, girl, I don't know. I might need more time with that whole getting married thing. Maybe like another year. Or maybe it's just the right partner. That idea depending solely on the man, girl, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one. Fortunately, another hard truth or another unfortunate truth that I learned is men with money are catfish. They can be catfish. Money with their looks, bump the looks, but they can be catfish with their money. There's men that was kicking it like, especially older men, like in their 40s, they was kicking it like they got all this money. And they kept telling he make $200K a year, $275K a year. I asked him for $100. He playing with the $100. I said, don't worry about my mama that sent me the $100. Now you sitting here playing with me. Don't be dangling no carrot. That's the thing. It was like I was able to test men and see where they was at to see if they even have any business talking to me. But when they tried to like play with me, it never gave like dangle no carrot in front of my face, because it was like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll get my mama to send me the money. I'll get my dad to send me the money. Like, you playing about $100, like I ain't got it. So that was interesting. The men be catfishes. They either be married, they got like 5 kids. I had another situation with that. I was like interested a little bit, and then he told me he got like 5 kids. What I'm gonna do with 5 kids at 27? He got 5 kids at 27. What am I gonna do with 5 kids at 27? So with that, it really showed me like, yeah, no, I'll stick to being independent for the time being. Until the Lord send me my husband, I don't need a nigga for nothing. I don't want to ask a nigga for nothing. I'm not going to be asking a nigga for nothing unless he want to do it. Because the men don't be having nothing. Because the men act like them taking you on a date, you supposed to drop your panties just because they took you on a date and paid for the meal. The whole debate on that on Facebook. They ate me alive on the book. Because I said I'm not paying for no date. The point is, don't need no man for nothing. Don't depend on no man for nothing unless he your husband, unless he a God sent. Because otherwise, they probably don't have it. And if they do have it, they lying. And if they do have it, girl, it ain't worth dealing with them to have it too. It's okay to feel a way towards God. Oh my God, don't strike me. I know he won't. When you don't understand the things he's doing. It's called relationship. It's called building trust. We like, well, trust the Lord with all down how to lean not to your own understanding. That's the text. That's the scripture. But that's beautiful. And that's factual. And it's easier said than done. Really have faith to really believe, like, I know, to not go by like your senses. You got to be like spiritually mature. I'm not going to make it sound weird. You really got to be spiritually mature to like fight your senses. Say, no, but I know what God told me. I know the promise he has for me. I know what he said. That take a lot. Just appreciative. I feel like whoever is with me right now, I'm sticking with. No new friends in this particular season. I'm not going to say ever, but as of right now, no new friends. Like the ones that I have in my life have shown and proved to be faithful to me. So I'm going to be pouring into those individuals. I'm that type of person. You don't be putting your pearls amongst swine. You pour into the relationships that have shown and proven to pour into you. So that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward in this season. Really a season of revealing and releasing. Looking forward to this new season. I'm looking for this new job. I'm looking forward to this new me. 27 is approaching, and I can already feel myself developing and changing into something new and improved. Almost like a TheeRawestJo 2.0. So excited. Even my style of clothing is changing. Y'all, I don't even really like bodysuits no more. Like, I'm just so blessed and grateful. Like I said, this one was a challenge. This was a hard season, but I overcame it. God is good. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. But if you don't take anything away from this, the main points I want you to know is you can be broke, but be a boss. Eventually, you being a boss will bring you up out of that brokenness. I'm telling you, somehow, some way. Trust God through it all. It is okay to question him. It is okay to not understand him, the things that he does, not understand his timing. It's called relationship. It's called building trust. It's easier said than done, but it's real. So yeah, let's just give each other a little bit more grace. We're all doing this thing called life for the first time. None of us have the playbook, so let's keep that in mind. I love y'all, and I'm hoping that you learned something. You got something from this sit down video. I love sitting down and chopping it up with y'all. You got something from this video. If you laughed, cried, snickered, something, got some type of reaction from this video, be sure to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe so you can be tapped in with all my new and upcoming videos. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.
You got something real amazing. Why is this so far, man? You wanna get with me, stop.